Well, hello. Welcome to Spicy Sunflower Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Cancer. I'm going to get started here with this is the Wild Reflections Spell Tarot cards. And I'm going to just do some shuffling and give you the overview. We're going to do a mid-month check-in for you, Cancer. It is the 17th of August, and we're shooting for this following upcoming week. So looking at this mid-month energy, looking where you might be in your spiritual, physical, mental place in the world, in your mind, looking at love, career, maybe just a general check-in for you to see if anything helps you in your path and your journey. That's what my ultimate goal and design is. I'm just going to do a split really quick. They're a little jumpy. That one was flipped over. Let's give it all back together. All right, we're going to do a Celtic cross spread. We're looking at the sign of Cancer, and Cancer can be any placement in your chart. It can be your sun, your moon, your rising, maybe Venus or Mars placement. So Cancer, the water sign. Cancer is symbolized with the crab, very similar to Scorpio. With that scorpion, they have that hard shell, but the mushy-gushy insides. So protective, strong, but also soft and emotionally based with this water energy. Where are you at in your current placement, Cancer? You're sitting in this King of Wands energy, very powerful and strong. And challenging that is the Four of Cups. It's like reevaluation. It's on your mind is the Knight of Wands, so very similar to King of Wands, a little less mature, a little bit less stable. And underneath here in your subconscious, I like to call it, is the Knight of Cups in reverse. In your recent past, what brought you to this current moment? Strength. Leo season, perfect, because we're in smack dab in the middle, getting ready to head out of Leo season into Virgo season. So coming from this place of strength, which is taming the wild beast within your ego, taming that. What's moving you into the future is the Four of Wands, so very celebratory, very happy, very fiery, passionate. So even though we're leaving this fiery season, you have a lot of fire element here in your chart. I'm going to place these face down. This one's going to be your external influences. This one's going to be your internal influences, your hopes and your fears. And this is going to be your final outcome. We're going to look here at the bottom of the deck, and we do have the World, which is it's the end of the major arcanas. It's the 21, and the World means that a cycle is closing for you, Cancer. So you've been through a very learning, teaching environment, and you've learned your lessons. You've learned whatever it was you were supposed to learn on whatever that lesson wheel was for you. And you've learned the lesson so well that you've graduated and you're moving up to the next level. So a good part of the World is that we've learned what we needed to learn in order for us to go to the next level and be strong and be able and ready and willing. The negative side of the World is, I just have one phrase for it, and that is new levels, new devils. So we're always in learning opportunities. We're in this school of life that we're here on earth in all the moments and all the times. But good news is you've passed whatever it was you needed to pass recently, and you're heading into this end of summer. We're going to be starting a new cycle for you, Cancer. So that's good. That's exciting. That can also be a little overwhelming or intimidating. So just how you're choosing to look at things. We're going to start with your current position, King of Wands. Like I said, that's a very assured, confident, strong. King of Wands is very mature. that inspired, action-oriented individual, a leader, for sure a leader. This is Leo. This is the King of Wands, is the fixed fire, and this is represented the sign of Leo. So if you have Leo in your chart, this is definitely coming through here. This is really symbolic of, like I said, somebody that's a leader, somebody that has great hair. King of Wands, I always think they just have great hair, just like strength here in your recent past. Just a mane, a beautiful head of hair. They're usually very attractive. They're usually very influential. So feeling this confidence here is what I'm really picking up on in the center of your reading, being very confident in who you are, what you represent, what you're looking for, what you're not looking for. You kind of have that all in the bag, so to speak. So King of Wands, very confident, assured. And what's getting in the way is, it seems like some doubt, some self-doubt, or doubt in a situation, reevaluation of what you thought was going on, or maybe who you thought you were, or what you thought the situation was. You're looking at it a little bit differently. You're looking at it side eye, so to speak. So while you're really, I think, grateful for the cups that you have in your life, you're also skeptical of the one that's being handed to you. You don't look very interested. You don't look very excited. You don't look like you're really jumping up for joy and ready to take this opportunity. It's literally being, the hand of the divine is extending down, and this individual just doesn't look thrilled by it. So where you're coming from this very confident stance, King of Wands, there's a challenge to King of Wands, because, you know, deep down inside, whatever it is that's being offered at this current moment in time is just not doing it for you, not tripping the switch, so to speak. So something's getting in the way, and it's how you feel about it. So on the top of your mind, though, is Knight of Wands. And Knight of Wands is what we call player energy. So they're there for a good time, not a long time. On the top of your mind, it seems like while you're standing and sitting in King of Wands, very assured, very confident, in the top of your mind, you just want to play. You're in this energy of confidence and inspired action and creativity, and your job, it has something to do with your career. You want to be serious, but you also want to play. You want to do what needs to be done, but you also want to have a good time while you're doing it. So there is just this in the top of your mind. Maybe that's what you're reevaluating, is, if this is going to be the kind of job where I'm just going to have to be, monotone and very just level and no real up or down, if I have to just stay in one solid place all the time, that's not going to be exciting for me. What's going to be exciting for me is every day I come to work and there's something different and new, and I meet people and I come and I charm and I go in, and I'm not really doing one thing all the time. That's kind of what I'm picking up on. Just please remember, I don't think I said this, is don't make this fit if it's not your reading, but I'm throwing out several meanings that could be coming to you, or maybe that are meaningful to you. And so if they fit, they fit. But I think on the top of your mind, whoever this reading is for, you just want to have fun at your job. You don't just want to go there and be a robot. You want to be able to be yourself and express and have fun. And what brought you to this current moment of King of Wands and Four of Cups is the energy of the strength. And that is, like I said, it's Leo, and it's Leo energy. It is the major arcana for the sign of Leo. So you came to this current position, King of Wands, which is also Leo, very strong, very dignified, very ego in check, full of grace. Strength is really the ability to be soft. Strength is the ability to be graceful. Strength is the ability to not have to prove you're strong. you just are. So it is that very much that emanation of confidence and loyalty and protecting your loved ones and looking out for those that you care about. You've got, like a lion, you've got your pack, your tribe around and behind you, and you're nothing without them and they're nothing without you. So it's very loyal, very family oriented, friend oriented. Maybe it's your workplace and you have a really good team building mentality. Down in the bottom, the subconscious, what you're not giving a lot of thought to, it's more cup energy, and this one's in reverse. So it's the Knight of Cups. In the upright, the Knight of Cups is romantic, is moving towards, kind of like the chess pieces on the board. We're moving strategically towards the one that we love, or the ones that we love, or in the workplace it can be, we're making moves to be that good team, that solid team. In the reverse, the Knight of Cups tends to be a little on the shy side, maybe not so confident, not so willing to take chances or be strategic, a little bit self-doubt, not confident, not showing their strength. So in the bottom here, it's in your subconscious. I think there is some self-doubt that's creeping up, and maybe that's what this Four of Cups is all about. Some not trusting yourself to make those wise, good decisions for some reason. Moving to the future, Four of Wands it's the marriage card, if that's something that could be in your near future. Four of Wands is symbolized by the Roman numeral 4, so 2 poles on each side, which is the 1111, and that indicates soulmate, which is why they say this is kind of like the marriage card, because if you've found your soulmate or your soul tribe, or that perfect workplace, and you just feel so good and nourished and nurtured here, in the near future, you really are solidifying that with a commitment to that family, that loved one, that lover. And so it can just really apply to many different scenarios, but there looks like there is some really happy, joyful, confident energy here. So as we move into those external influences, it's outside of you, but it definitely affects you. And that is Two of Wands. And that is the energy of comfort zone versus the unknown. So you're sitting up against that tree like you were here in Four of Cups, but this is external energy. So this is something outside of you that's affecting you. And that is someone outside of you is deciding whether they want to stay in this company, in this team, on this team, or whether they want to go out and explore. And of course, that will affect your dynamic and whatever it is. I'm really getting the feeling this is about your job. So if this really is about your job, someone that is a part of the team is looking to leave and go elsewhere, which will affect the dynamic and the way that everything goes. And so how does this make you feel? It makes you feel like the Wheel of Fortune, which is what goes around comes around. It's the wheel of karma. So what you've put out into the world, it's going to come back to you. So however the dynamic does shift, whether it stays the same, whether it gets better, whether you lose a person from the team or you gain a person, or however that works, the wheel of karma, the wheel of fortune, it's always turning in your favor. So Cancer, no matter how things work or how things shift, you're going to be sitting confident, abundant, blessed. The Wheel of Fortune is major arcana for the sign of Sagittarius, which it's Jupiter based, so it's about good luck, good fortune, goodwill, and it's the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, just turning in your favor. It's showing up here as your internal influence, so how it's making you feel. In your hopes and your fears, we have Seven of Cups. So as a hope, Seven of Cups means I will always have choices. I will always have things to choose from. I will always have options. I will always have, and you can fill in the blank. It's the fact that we, no matter how things shift, turn, change, or adjust, you will always be able to turn your dial to fit the way it needs to for all the good of all concerned. As a fear, it can be, oh shoot, the apple cart got spilled and now there is so much to choose from. How are we going to put things back together and make it work for everybody? Because there are so many things going on at once. There are so many irons in the fire, so to speak. So 7 of Cups as a hope, good, lots of options, lots of choices. We're never stranded with nothing to choose from. But as a fear, there's just too much. I'm overwhelmed with choices and options. And oh my gosh, I don't know how to put things back into a nice, comfy little container. It's open and it's all out on the floor. We have to figure it out. So how does this end? What is the final outcome? That's the Fool. That's awesome. The Fool is major arcana for the sign of Aries. And as you can see, the person in the card is skipping ahead towards the edge of the cliff. They have their magic wand, their magician wand in their hand. They have the knapsack ready just with a few little items, because where they're going, they're not going to need much, because they believe that when they arrive to the destination, wherever it is they're going, there will be plenty. Very similar to what I was mentioning about the Wheel of Fortune. Abundant, good luck, good fortune. So wherever it is that wheel turns and it lands, kind of like the game show, the Wheel of Fortune, when it lands, that's what you have to choose from. The Fool, and is not a negative connotation. This is the Fool as in, I am willing to take chances. I'm willing to go somewhere and not necessarily have to know every single detail once I get there. I'm willing to go and explore and take the chance to see what comes to me. So the Fool is the final outcome. I just think that says that you trust that no matter how the wheel turns, no matter what the options are, no matter who leaves or who stays or who comes or who goes, as you reevaluate, I think you will eventually find yourself in this situation or this mindset that I'm willing to see this for what it is, and I'm willing to see a positive outcome for me and everyone involved. You have a very group oriented mindset here. This is not just a singular reading. This is a reading which is very typical for Cancer, is to be thinking about the group, to be thinking about everyone, not just yourself. So I really admire that. I think that is that's a very watery, emotionally nurturing energy to be in. So if this is your reading, I think this is really actually a beautiful reading. So I'm going to do a 1-card Ganesha, Whispers of Lord Ganesha Oracle card for you, and give you just this last message to sink your teeth into. And hopefully this reading helps you or helped you with the way that you're thinking of anything in your life, any subject matter or situation. Cancer, if this is a reading that you enjoyed or you want to share some feedback with me, I love hearing what you have to say. Oh, that's awesome. Delight. And it's the number 3. And number 3 is representing self-expression, creativity, and outcomes. So delight. And we have Ganesha there holding that beautiful urn, or it looks like a gold chalice. So watery kind of energy too. I love that for you, Cancer. Delight says, we are born with the gift of laughter. Laughter is a natural medicine. Laughter can be helpful in ways you might not have realized or imagined. A simple laugh can help you feel better about yourself and the world around you. If you're looking at situations too seriously, try to find some humor. This will remind you to stay centered on what is and to be grateful for what you have. Laughter can be a natural diversion and can help to break up stagnant energy. When you laugh, no other thoughts come to mind. Laughing may also induce physical changes in the body. After sharing some laughs among friends for only a few minutes, you may feel better for hours. Laughter and humor can give you such amazing energy. A good hearty belly rumble can dispel stale negative energy and enable you to see life from a higher perspective. If you want more pep and humor in your life, work with Ganesha, asking him to support you in finding joy in life in new ways. There are actually some stories that tell that Ganesha was born from Shiva's laughter. Ask Ganesha to help you to lighten up through laughter. By doing so, you may receive some immeasurable benefits. By having a more lighthearted approach to all things that come your way, you might even feel healthier. Laughter really is the best medicine. So Cancer, I hope this reading helped you in some way. Like I said, I'd love to hear how it does or doesn't. And I ask for you to be blessed and be well. Namaste.